Good morning, I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. We're going to be looking at the weather for the next 15 minutes. We'll be looking at some scattered showers that have already developed out there for this morning. A 7-day forecast is going to bring us some cooler weather as we head towards the weekend. Not a big cool down, so don't get too excited. But we do see some cooler mornings for sure as we head towards the weekend. And then, of course, we'll be looking at the tropics. We have about 2 or 3 different things that the Hurricane Center is tracking right now. None of them look like they're going to be affecting the Gulf, but there are a few that, or at least one that might be affecting the East Coast as we head towards maybe late this week or early next week. So we'll be showing you those. But let's get into what we're expecting for today right here in Southeast Texas. And about 30–40% coverage of a couple of heavy downpours for this afternoon. Not too much in the way of any strong thunderstorms or anything like that, but definitely some scattered showers out there. Like I said, maybe as upwards of about 40% coverage. We'll get to the lower 90s where we're not seeing the rain for today, and then back off into the lower 80s by 6 o'clock. Rain chances should be coming down as we head towards the early evening, and by 10 o'clock those showers should be dying down, and we'll see temperatures back into the 70s, upper 70s. Text us at 409-749-9302 if you have any weather questions. That's a phone that we've been using to answer some weather questions. If you have it, we'll be checking it periodically throughout the day. I'll be doing it in the mornings. Patrick does it in the evenings. We'll try to get back to you as quick as we can. Don't call the number. We're not accepting phone calls at that number, but you definitely can text us a question if you want to about anything you see on our streams or just in the general forecast. Maybe you have an event coming up this weekend or something and you want to talk about the weather for that day or whatever. You can ask us that question at 409-749-9302. Outside right now, we are seeing some rain in places. You can see some showers off towards the east of our station, and then we switch over to Lake Charles, and it is raining in Lake Charles. We got rain on the camera there, and our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network in Lake Charles as we look at the port of Lake Charles. See, and they're getting a heavy downpour right now, so they're catching one of these showers that we're going to be seeing kind of popping up across the area for today. So if you got to be out and about this afternoon, especially early afternoon, I would just kind of keep an umbrella handy. You might run into a few of those. Well, of course, we're going to be looking at radar here in just a minute or two, and I can show you what's going on right now. But heading out for lunch or something like that, like I said, if you have an umbrella in your car, you might want to just kind of keep it handy. You might run in somewhere for lunch. By the time you run back out, you might be dealing with a few showers. Now, up in the lakes area right now, no rain up there, just partly cloudy skies as we look towards Jasper. Do see some clouds starting to build a little bit, but up towards the lakes, pretty dry right now. This camera brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network, and not too bad there, but temperatures are rising. We're well up into the 80s right now up in Jasper and expecting highs at the top out, close to 90 degrees for later on this afternoon, but doesn't look too bad right now. A little bit of blue mixed with some of those white cumulus clouds, kind of pretty up there right over top of the courthouse for this morning. We'll take a look at another sky cam here. We'll switch over to Orange at the Horseman's Western Store, and definitely can see some showers building off towards the west of Orange. Probably those showers we showed you on our 12 News cam as we looking off towards the east. So some showers right in between Beaumont and Orange. Currently in Orange, it's 85. Humidity at 75%. Sticky out there, very humid, and we're seeing south winds at about 5 miles an hour. Looks like I-10 is going along pretty smoothly here right before lunch. Not looking too bad there in the Orange area at the Horseman's Western Store, which, by the way, the Horseman's Western Store is right there on the left side of your screen. So it is literally right next to I-10 on that feeder road if you're thinking about ever going over there. They got a lot of good stuff there. Look at Packard-LaPrairie, downtown, Beaumont. Skies are a little darker there where we've been seeing a couple of showers just to the east. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network only showing 88 degrees downtown, humidity at 69% with a southeasterly wind at about 3 to 4, and had a couple of showers towards downtown earlier as well. So they're scattered around. There are showers here and there. Let's go on and take a look at temperatures right now. And Orange officially at 89, Beaumont officially at 87, 82 in Port Arthur where we've had some rain earlier. Silsbee, one of the warmer spots at 88. We're showing 89 at Kirbyville, 86 in Jasper, and then 85 in Woodville as you head over towards Houston. They're almost at 90 at 89. Lake Charles at 87. Those showers we saw were closer to downtown. This number officially is out at the airport in Lake Charles, which is south of town, so they're not quite getting that rain. Here's a look at radar. You can see those showers over towards Lake Charles. You can also see some more showers over towards Liberty County, down into Chambers County. If you're driving from Beaumont over towards Houston, you might run into a couple of downpours here and there as this stuff is kind of drifting off from the Gulf and moving northward. And then we've got some pretty heavy rain across parts of southeast Texas. You can see just around the Koontz area. We had some rain over towards Lumberton earlier, but it looks like Silsbee's getting some heavy rain right now, and that extends down into Orange County. We also see some rain just to the east of Beaumont, down right through Mid-County. Groves, Nederland, Port Neches, all getting some heavy rain, and there's some rain around Port Arthur, not necessarily right there in the middle of Port Arthur, but there's some rain around. Of course, as you look out towards Sabine Lake, there's some pretty heavy rain there as well. So there definitely is some spotty showers out there, and we'll continue to see these kind of pop up through the afternoon and into the early evening. These should start to die down, but like I said, be ready with an umbrella in case you have to deal with some of these. They might stick around for a little bit. I'm not going to say they pop up and they last for about 3 or 4 minutes. These could last a little while as they're kind of pushing in almost the same line right across the same area, kind of a training effect a little bit. So you might get rain for a little bit, for half an hour, maybe in some spots a little bit more than that. Here's the big picture across the state of Texas. Most of the state's pretty quiet. They've been having some rain up towards the Dallas area earlier this morning. It looks like that's finally starting to die down. And then as we look right along coastal Texas, scattered showers really from Corpus Christi all the way over into parts of southern Louisiana. So a big section of the Gulf Coast is getting some scattered showers out there, included right here in southeast Texas. So we'll continue to see those. Let's check around what's going on around the rest of the country. And there's some active weather out there for sure. Let's go over towards the East Coast first. A couple of showers off the Carolinas. Doesn't look like they're affecting them too much. Florida looks pretty dry for this morning. New England looks pretty dry. Then you move back into places like, looks like Indiana, Ohio. They're getting some heavy rains out there for this morning, all the way back down into parts of Arkansas. We're seeing some showers and thunderstorms. Looks like some rain around the Chicago area. Doesn't look like it's necessarily in Chicago, but pretty close to Chicagoland up there. Northern Plains, fairly quiet. We have some rain, it looks like, pushing into parts of Wyoming, Montana for this morning. Some of that moisture feeding in off the Pacific, bringing some rain into sections of New Mexico, Arizona, even Southern California might be getting a few showers out there for this morning, real close to maybe Death Valley. So much needed rain there. They're always looking for some rain. Just looking to the Pacific Northwest, dry weather out there. It looks like they're going to be staying dry for today. But and then we've got those showers popping up into the Gulf. Now here's Futurecast. Futurecast is really underplaying the rain for today. It really doesn't show much at all popping up, but we've already showed you that we do have showers popping up on radar, and we'll see those, I think, throughout the afternoon here and there, and then they should die down this evening. We're expecting temperatures through the 80s this evening and then eventually back into the 70s heading into tomorrow. Now Futurecast trying to show more showers developing along the coast tomorrow morning. That's a very good possibility. We got about a 30% coverage to some rain for tomorrow. It shows most of the activity staying though south of I-10 during the afternoon, and then as we head towards tomorrow evening, things should die down once again. We'll get highs back up into the lower 90s for tomorrow as well. Like I said, cold front comes through as we head towards Wednesday into Thursday. That should clear everything out, and by the weekend looks like a little bit cooler and also a lot drier as we head towards the weekend. So weekend plans I think will be great. As we look out into the tropics, out into the Atlantic Basin, right now we have a couple of things the Hurricane Center is watching. This one looks like more likely to develop than this one right here. Take a look at those, and next 48 hours, neither one of them look like they'll be developing in anything, but over the next 7 days, this one potentially has the best chance of developing at about 70%. Now, it looks like it's going to be taking the same track as Hurricane Gabrielle is, and staying well off the East Coast, staying out in the open Atlantic, so that's good. Something we'll be tracking though, and then we have another one a little bit south of that. Now this one, since it's a little bit farther south, could maybe develop and sweep across maybe pretty close to Puerto Rico, maybe the Bahamas, and maybe even eventually affect the East Coast. We'll have to wait and see if it develops into a system, so we'll have to see. Right now though, none of the computer models showing this coming in towards the Gulf. So we'll watch it closely, but it looks like it's going to take that northerly turn as well. Hopefully it'll stay away from the East Coast. But right now, like I said, about a 40% chance of development over the next 7 days. So a couple of things watching out there. And then, of course, we have Hurricane Gabrielle, which is a Category 3 hurricane right now, winds at 120, and it's moving north at 10. Eventually, it's going to make that northeasterly turn and then head back across the Atlantic and start to die down as we head towards the middle to later part of the week. But right now, it's a dangerous hurricane. At least it's out in the open Atlantic and not affecting any land, so that's good news there. And once again, it's moving back off towards the north and east eventually. All right, along the coast for today, a high tide at 4:52. That'll be the last one for today. A south wind along the coast at 10 knots. Seas from 2 to 3 feet. Can't rule out a couple of showers or thunderstorms popping up near the coast through the afternoon. Light chop on the inland lakes and bays. Our sunrise this morning was at 7:05. Our sunset's about 7:12. Those days are getting a little bit shorter. Today it will be the official start of autumn or fall. It starts at 1:19 to be official. 1:19 for later on this afternoon, the autumnal equinox, and that means the days keep getting shorter. And hopefully we'll get some cool temperatures now that it's turning into fall. And we'll see, we will see for the weekend slightly cooler temperatures. I'll show you those on the 7 days. At Texas Point, southeasterly winds at 15 miles per hour, gusting to about 17. Water temperature out there into the upper 80s. So let's run down your forecast for today. Variable clouds with that 40% coverage of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Southeasterly winds at 5 to 10. Not everybody will see the rain today, and when you do see it, you'll get some pretty heavy downpours. Pick up a quick maybe quarter inch, half an inch in some spots. Temperatures right near 90. Could see some upper 80s, some lower 90s for today, depending on the cloud cover and if you get rain or not. And then as we drop back into the overnight hours, expect to see lows, some middle 70s here around the triangle to some lower 70s up towards the lakes. Partly cloudy skies. We'll see a little bit of a southeasterly wind between about 3 and 8. Really not expecting any rain tomorrow or tonight, but tomorrow morning we might see a couple of showers once again like this morning right near the coast. Some of those showers popping up into the Gulf as we go through the overnight. Now look at these numbers as far as the afternoon highs. Lower 90s through Wednesday, then the front comes through Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and then we switch over to the 80s, at least for a few days, upper 80s there, and then back to about 90 as we head towards Sunday. And then morning lows, this is where it's really going to feel fairly nice. 70s all the way through Wednesday, even Thursday morning, and then once that cold front goes through early on Thursday, we'll see lows drop off into the 60s. That's middle 60s for the triangle. That could translate to some lower 60s up towards the lakes. And look at this, lots of sunshine Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lower humidities at least Friday and Saturday, so that's going to feel fairly comfortable. Now, as far as rain, we've got that 40% chance out there for today, and then tomorrow, a little break maybe, not quite as many. We'll go 30% there. And then as we get into Wednesday, this is going to be mainly late in the day, a 60% coverage of showers and thunderstorms along with that front. And that's going to be probably a little bit overnight into early on Thursday morning. Finally, the front goes through Thursday morning. That'll start to switch our winds back out of the north and west, and we'll see highs only in the 80s. And I think Thursday afternoon, that's when we start the drying trend. And like I said, we'll see that drier weather all the way through Saturday and Sunday. So looking pretty good as we head towards the weekend. We just have to deal with some of the rain and thunderstorms. Until then, like I said, the heaviest coverage is probably going to be looking at Wednesday evening and then going into parts of Thursday morning. But most of it should be dying down as we head towards about Thursday morning. Let's take a quick look one more time at the radar before we start to wind up this stream, and you can see the scattered showers popping up out there, some heavy downpours, especially right towards the triangle here. Now starting to head up into parts of Hardin County, southern parts of Jasper County, Coons over towards Silsbee, getting some fairly heavy downpours here. Like I said, really not much in the way of thunderstorms, and then we've got more heavy showers coming down through mid-county.